Okay, hi you guys. My name's Becky and I'm Sailor X Cupcake, and I'm just beginning makeup tutorials. And so for my first makeup tutorial, I'm going to be doing a very wearable and easy rainbow eye. I will say that I got the idea for this from X Sparkage, but I did change things a little bit to make them a little bit more wearable for daytime. So the first thing I'm going to do is pretty basic, and I am just going to put on a little bit of under eye concealer. This is very important for this look because the purple will be on the lower lash line, and you don't want it to look like you have a black eye and you're tired. So after that's done, take a little bit of primer. You can really use, I guess, anything you want. I use Urban Decay's Primer Potion, so that isn't that original. So put it all over the eye just a little bit, thinly, because you don't want it crepey and weird. Now what I do for this look, and for a look that involves a lot of color on the lower lash line, I'm just going to put a little bit underneath my eye. Just a tiny bit. Alright, we're prepped and we're ready to go. So, the first step is to take a lime green color. It could be shimmery, it could be matte. For a more daytime look, I would use a matte color, plus it would pop a little bit more. So, take a little bit of that matte color and start it right at the inner corner. And take it about a third or a quarter of your eye. You want the darkest green on the inside of your eye by the inner corner of your eye. So it's a dimensional look. And to get a deeper color, just pat it gently. Don't worry if you get a little bit on your eyelashes. Okay. I'm going to apply just a little bit more so you can see it better. Alright, now you want to apply the green just below the crease. Next, yellow. Dip your brush in the yellow and get right next to where the green ended by the lightest part of the green and apply the yellow. You want the yellow to go a little bit above the crease. You can see that. And just, you don't want it to look like a yellow green, so put on as much yellow as possible to make it look genuinely yellow. Okay. Now you're probably looking at this, and you're looking at mine and you're thinking, wow, that's really blocky looking. Well, don't worry about that. Take a blender brush, or just a smaller brush that you have that hasn't been put into any color yet, and just lightly brush the brush over the part where the two colors meet. And this, you can see that it makes the color look a lot smoother. Next, orange. You want to be careful with your orange because the orange tends to get lost in between the yellow and the pink that's coming. So just apply it right next to where the yellow dropped off. And it's okay if you're getting closer to the end of your eye. No big deal. And you want the orange to go just a little bit higher than the yellow did. Now you want the orange to be pretty bold, so like I said, so it doesn't get lost. Alright, and since it looks blocky, as you can see, you're just going to blend again with your blender brush. Make sure that there's no yellow or green on it. And you can already see that I've lost a little bit of my orange, so I'm just going to go back and apply a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to take a pink. Now you're probably wondering, this is a rainbow, there's really no pink in the rainbow. Well, the reason is red can look, seriously, pretty harsh, and if you don't blend it correctly or all the way, or if it's too bold of a color, it can make you look like you have pink eye or you've been crying. It's kind of puffy looking. So take a pink, try to make it pretty bold. I have a bright neon pink, because if it's very bright and poppy, it's pretty obvious that you haven't been crying. So just take it by the edge of your eye and apply it all the way up to your, just the pink, all the way up to your brow. Which is, so it's kind of like a, you know, it's small, larger, larger, larger. I'm going to apply just a little more pink. And try to avoid running over poor orange. And then blend again. Now blend where you have the pink by your brow bone into the center of the eye. I'm going to apply just a tiny bit more pink. Right here to where I blended it a little bit too much. Alright. So, I'm just going to blend the orange into the pink a little bit more. Alright, much better looking. So now, I'm going to jump straight to a purple because purple and pink blend very easily together. I'm going to take just a mid-range purple. The purple that I'm using is called Ultraviolet by Bobbi Brown. It just has a little bit of shimmer in it. Stila also makes a color equivalent. I believe it's called Key. So, take just a little bit and put it right under the lash line. You want to blend it into the pink a little bit. Not totally run into the pink, but just blend it. I'm going to apply just a little bit more. Alright. Now instead of jumping straight to a blue, I'm going to be using a blue violet. It's very light. That one. And you don't want to use too much of this color. I'm going to apply it right next to the purple, where the purple ended. Like I said, very little. And stop. Now we're going to get into blue. We're going to use 2 blues. And the reason I have 4 colors on the lid is because on the bottom lid is because otherwise it looks very unbalanced when you have 4 bright colors on top and then just 2 chunks of colors on the bottom. So I'm going to be using 2 blues. I'm going to be first using a bright sky blue. Now you want to take the sky blue almost to the very inner rim, the very corner. Pat it on, and if you haven't done so already, blend. And now this is the final touch that really will make your eyes pop. Use a darker cerulean blue, but still a very dark sky blue, and apply it to the inner corner and even blend it into the green. Take your blender brush again and just blend it. As you can see, the bright blue in the corners really makes your eyes pop. Now, I've lost a little bit of the green, so I'm going to just reapply that, just a tiny little bit. There we are. Now we're not quite done yet, though we're done with the basic color. Next, I'm going to take a black pencil eyeliner, but you could use liquid, whichever works best for you, and I'm going to line the inner rim of my eye. Now I'm sorry, it's very hard for me to apply the inner rim of my eye, so I'll let you see. And let me just make it a little higher. And you can see it's a little uneven, so I'm just going to go back and fix that. Alright, now I'm going to take a white eyeshadow, a shimmery white eyeshadow, use it for all over color. You could just use it as a highlighter like I'm going to do now. So I'm going to apply it just underneath the brow bone, just underneath my eyebrows. I know it looks really kind of silly right now, but take that same blender brush and just buff it into your eyebrows, buff it into the brow bone. And you can see already it makes it very shimmery, highlights your brow bone, and illuminates your face so that people immediately look down upon the beautiful rainbow on your eyelids. Now we're almost done with the eyes, and last up, of course, for almost any look, for your eyes anyway, is mascara. I'm using multi-effect mascara, but you can just use whatever you have. Rawr, got a dog hair in it. I don't really use that note card trick. I find that it's very hard to hold it. But close your eye a little bit while you're applying it, and it automatically curls your lashes. Now if you find you have clumps, what I do is I take my finger and just blink on it very lightly. I know some of you are probably thinking, yuck, you have a mess on your hands. But for me, I'd rather wash my hands after applying my makeup, which you should do anyway, than have to wash off your whole eyelid from a gigantic smudge. So we're done with the eyes, and now going on to the lips. Since I'm going to stain my lips, I'm going to apply lip balm, since stains tend to be very drying. Okay. And just use your favorite lip stain, nothing purpley or too reddish. I'm going to be using a natural pink. Just a tiny bit to add the tiniest flush of color to your lips. Now I'm going to use a shimmer lipstick. It's Urban Decay's Midnight Cowboy. So as you can see, it's beige with just a little bit of shimmer in it. So just go ahead and apply that. And you're done. Now, don't be discouraged if this look takes a little bit of practice. The blending of the colors together and getting them even can be kind of difficult. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and good luck, and please respond to this video if you tried it, and I want to see what you guys look like. Bye till next time.